Hello, today we're going to show you how to use Core Scope and make MIDI visualizations in OpenMPT. First, we're going to start off with, to make something, first you have this. Now, so first thing you do, remove gm.dls. But before we get into importing it, go to Setup, and then go to MIDI and check that. Check all of these boxes. Set this box to record as volume commands. Set this to that value, the bottom one. Set this to the highest value, goes 16, and set this to 1024, the highest value. Then go to samples, click set the default format to wave, set the compression level to the left, set note cuts to this, it's already on there. Uncheck this box. If you're using 88 Pro Sound Font, you can use this or this. If you're using the Jummbox Sound Font, use this. You also want to click on this, normalize 24 to 32-bit. Then, and you don't want that. Then, after removing the gm.dls, we're going, again, so we're going to, and that's how you, now, to, of course, to remove sound banks, okay, first what you need to do is, first import MIDI library. Then set it to the sound font, and then make sure to click this, and then same sound font again, the fixed Jummbox sound font. Then, open this. Open this. Now we're not done here. First, what you need to do now is set the resampling to this. Then click on extended filter range. Then, again, that's fine. However, here's where the magic happens. Open up the sample section. And the fingered bass on that is already good. But for OCD purposes, let's just set it to this. And then this. Now, for this 16 sample song, now you need to, since we're using the Jummbox sound font here, it also applies to 88 Pro, by the way, you need to max the volume on these drum patches because of a bug. If you use newer than this version of OpenMPT, they'll either not import at all or the stereo samples won't work. So you have to be very, very careful here. Then, now that we're here, and then set this to that, and this to that. Then set this to that, and then this to that. And then you need to set this to that, and that should do it. Then we need to scroll through all of these things and see how that goes. That's fine. Now, here's where things get, now for maximum quality, so we only have 16 here. So we set this, arrow key this down to here, rinse and repeat. Like this, and then this is for, of course, Jummbox stuff, which is, this one will work on a 32-bit machine if you're doing this using that version of, so yeah, on a Pentium 1, you can do this on a Pentium 1, but anyways, here you go, and we're at 7, and then we need to Now, of course, here's where the magic happens. Remember, this is not a science or anything, but this is designed to keep the maximum quality of your thing. Then, almost a little bit left to go. Just this, and again, wonderful. Just about, and then it will work nicely. So once I get this working, I think we'll all find this really cool because it simply works. And ta-da, here it is. Something that actually looks good. There we go. And iterate through all this to see how it goes. Okay, now we have a Jummbox module done. And then now we need to generate the song. So and here we go. Now we just have to, and then we'll play it. And now that we know the drums work, let's play it again. And that's how you do it. Now, here's where the stuff gets interesting. Close out of 1.28.10. Then open this 1.29.13. And again, we open the previous module. Again, this is if you're wanting to do 64-bit float, which is, if you're doing 64-bit float, just don't do, you have to do this. Otherwise, you have no need to do this. And then set stream export. And again, for this master file, you want to set it to 96 kilohertz quad. Again, we're not going to render this right now. Normalize output, and then don't click any of this. And this is where you keep your DSP effects on, minus bit crush. And for this song, Pat Itself. Now, don't max out the reverb because that will cause issues. Now, if you're making, after doing that, you'll want to, again, do this, but 192 kilohertz rather than 96,000. And then, but you set it to stereo, normalize, and then channel, but then disable every single effect. Then that's how you make the channel output. And again, this is if you're doing 64-bit. If you're not caring about that, just use 1.28.10 anyways. And there you go. You get a module that will be attached in the video. For 88 Pro stuff, you can mess with the DSP, and you can use these plugins down here. Just be careful and only use the Echo plugin, the LFO, and the DirectX. So those will work everywhere. With that said, thanks for watching. And of course, the chorus scope settings, of course, as the addendum to this, if you're doing it the way I do it, like if you're doing 64 channels or whatever, you set that to 512 because, and then for 64, 56 for frame rate, then 4096 x 2304. Then in this chorus scope setting, you set it to, and then I use whatever orientation you want, whatever columns you need, down mix mode, stereo orientation, vertical, and that's how you, and then render it to video. And there you go. That is everything one needs to do chorus scope views of MIDI files. Again, this is the Jummbox. For the 88 Pro stuff, you have to change volume of way more stuff, but it's the same thing. The melody stuff, though some stuff like Pico Nika doesn't need the volume changes, but that's for reasons difficult. Same with GXSCC. Of course, this is, and again, I went through a lot more steps here, but here you go. Thanks for watching.